Hello, I'm Eric Schaefer for Odyssey Networks. Recently, Odyssey was at Princeton University at a conference for the group Fellowship in Prayer, an Odyssey member. And because of the ongoing crisis in the Gulf with the oil spill, we asked participants and leaders of the conference about the oil spill and their faith. Here's what they said.
I think prayer in the Gulf oil spill and similar disasters that we deal with in the world, what prayer does is that it connects us or reconnects us to the eternal values that God has given to us through various religious traditions and through various scriptures and through various prophets. And I don't think it's so much so that we pray and the Gulf oil spill will be naturally cured by itself, but that it reconnects us to those teachings in which God tells us, do not do evil to the ocean, do not do evil to the nature, do not transgress the boundaries that we have set. And so when we reconnect with those values, we understand the higher importance, the higher moral importance of what has happened, and also make a commitment to ourselves to reverse what has happened and make a commitment to ourselves to not do what we have done in the future. And so that's why in this moment, prayer is so important. It reconnects us to those eternal values that were not heeded, those eternal values that were transgressed against, by which the oil spill and other disasters have occurred. I think anytime there's a disaster in the world, there's a pessimistic way of looking at it and there's an optimistic way of looking at it. And there's a Chinese proverb that says that out of every great danger, there is an opportunity for good. And I don't see it in any sort of messianic way. I think anytime there's a disaster, there's people who will say, oh, this is it, this is the end, let's just prepare for the end of times. But really what we need to do is prepare for the beginning of times, for the beginning of a new moral vision, and this moral vision that calls for greater ethics and greater morals, and that calls for us to actually take care of the environment rather than abuse the environment. And that's the lesson that I take out of this.
It is a terrifying time right now that we're living through. From a Jewish perspective, we're supposed to come to a worldwide awakening. On that day, the words are, Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. On that day, God's name will be one. God will be one and God's name will be one. In other words, everyone, the entire planet will awaken to oneness. So I believe that that could happen. But now I'm beginning to believe that there's a possibility that we could all awaken, but the planet with humanity on it might not survive, which makes me very sad. Makes me really, really sad. But it's a way that I can reconcile belief that we can still awaken as a humanity, even though our planet is in such very scary shape. So a few weeks ago, I received an email inviting people to pray about the situation where the Gulf oil spill has happened. And up until that moment, I felt helpless. And as soon as I saw that suggestion to pray, it gave me the feeling that I could actually, oh yeah, there is something I can do, I can pray. So the question is, what difference does it make? And what difference it makes is it changes my attitude. It changes my whole attitude. So I'm not only conscious of the disaster, but I'm conscious of the animals, the plant life, the people who are trying to work to improve the situation and help the situation, the people who are terrified of how this is going to impact on their lives, the people in the company who are dealing with the problems, and even the ones who made the decisions that caused some of these problems. By changing my attitude, I don't know what the ripple effect is, but I trust that there is one, because we're all affected by each other. And the traditions tell us, the wisdom traditions teach us, that our thoughts are very crucial. How we're thinking about something makes a difference. So I feel very grateful that I got that email.
In the oil spill crisis, as you've heard from many people today, prayer is an answer in our everyday lives, and we thank God for that. This is Eric Schaefer for Odyssey Networks.